Settle some of the turmoil inside the Jackson County Courthouse.
If that were to happen, I think it would be great for us. I think it would be great to, to bridge a gap that's between the executive and the legislative side.
It's an option that people are looking at. I'm honored that they think of me in that way, but we got a lot more conversations to go. So
nothing has been agreed to, but it is clear that the soon-to-be retired city manager of Kansas City, Missouri, might go to work for the Jackson County government. Michael Mahoney, KMBC 9 News.
A spokeswoman for Jackson County says they have no comment on this story.
Tonight, Smithville could become the first city in Missouri to ban flavored vaping products. The discussion is underway right now. The earliest a vote could come would be November 5th. On the Kansas side, Shawnee Mission and Blue Valley joined the growing number of school districts suing Juul, the largest manufacturer and seller of e-cigarettes. Both districts approved resolutions seeking damages they claim they've incurred as a result of students use of these devices. The Olathe School District is also suing Juul. No taxpayer money will be used. And today, Missouri state leaders launched a new campaign to cut down on youth vaping, but they stopped short of calling it a statewide ban on e-cigarettes and vaping devices. Investigative reporter Matt Fleener went to Jefferson City today to ask why.
23 sick with 1 death, all attributed to vaping in Missouri.
This is the first step, I guess I'd like to say.
Tuesday, Governor Mike Parson launched a statewide education campaign to stop youth vaping. But several states like New York and Massachusetts have already taken action calling for statewide bans.
I think the FDA's got to take action. Matter of fact, they probably should have took a little quicker action, in my opinion.
Governor Parson saying vaping needs more regulation on the federal level first. KMBC 9 News asked if he would support a ban in Missouri.
I don't know, not till we come up with some more research.
So the governor stopping short of a ban on e-cigarettes and vaping like other states have done, instead leaving that up to the legislature. In Jefferson City, Matt Fleener, KMBC 9 News.
That statewide campaign against vaping starts this month. New numbers are in on the vaping epidemic in Kansas. The state health department reports 15 vaping-related cases in Kansas, including 2 deaths. 73% of the cases involve males between the ages of 15 and 67.
Right now, Lee Summit police are looking for 37-year-old Ryan Linneman, who disappeared last Wednesday. He was driving a tan 04 four-door Honda Accord with Missouri tags. Obviously, if you see him, call Lee Summit Police. And it's about to get colder. Chief Meteorologist Brian Busby is here with your first alert.
First line of defense, collars go up, and then maybe something a little heavier, because by tomorrow morning, it's probably going to be down into the 30s. We're not there right now, though. If you're heading out this evening, 50s and 60s are going to greet you, and the winds have been strong all day today. They're going to die down a little bit tonight and tomorrow as well. 59 degrees Shawnee, downtown 60. Olathe also at 60 degrees. Back on the Missouri side, the other side of 60, like 61 in Liberty, 61 also in Blue Springs, Grandview, 61 degrees. Widening it out, here is the cold front moving through, finally moving through St. Louis. They're cooling down to 68. We're about 10 degrees colder than that and deeper in the colder air. Grand Island currently showing 53 degrees. First alert clouds and radar. What's left of the rain showers and thunderstorms with the front moving farther to the east and southeast. For us, though, we're going to see a roller coaster ride of temperatures. Chilly briefly before another warming trend, before another cool down this weekend, and thunderstorms as well. Lots to sort out for you in the exclusive First Alert 9-day forecast in a few minutes.
The reward is growing in a case where a man was shot and killed at a Kansas City, Missouri construction site. Jonathan Porter was killed in April of last year at 9th and Brooklyn. Police are looking for the man in this video. Detectives think he may know something about the case. The reward for information is now up to $27,500. Call the TIPS hotline if you can help, 816-474-TIPS. Kansas City, Missouri police are out with a crime alert after 3 convenience stores were robbed in less than 2 hours. Police are looking for this man. In all 3 cases, a man wore a gray hoodie with a colored shirt over his face. This all happened at 3 stores yesterday morning between 5:30 and 7:20. 2 of the cases on Northwest Berry Road, the 3rd at a store on North Oak. Police say he's also suspected in a 4th robbery. And if you know who it is, call the KCPD.
New tonight, Hallmark Cards says it plans to close its home decor and gift division by the end of the year. The Kansas City-based company says it's due to changes in the retail industry. The shutdown will impact 60 employees, but Hallmark says those workers will be able to apply for other positions. Hallmark says it will continue to offer gifts through its retail and Hallmark Greetings businesses. Missing 1 or 2 school days can throw off a student's routine, but missing many more can affect their future.
This month, KMBC 9's Cody Holyoke looks at chronic absenteeism in area schools and what's being done to get kids back to class. It's all made possible with help from the United Way of Greater Kansas City.
The numbers are staggering. 43% of metro area schools fall short of nationally recognized attendance goals. That's 90% of students in attendance 90% of the time. Why? Districts are finding out there are many reasons, but no one solution.
I want you to find the cost of 7 plants.
186 young students come to Gordon Parks Elementary to learn. The goal is to have them all here every day, but it's an uphill battle.
Good morning, Gordon Parks Elementary.
Parents often call with problems, and the school works to solve them.
This is our attendance board. Each one of these little cards is one of my babies here at school.
In Gordon Park's War Room, administrators track attendance down to the minute.
And when you're only in school so many hours, it makes it hard to catch up. So we really focus our individual attention on these kids here.
The biggest question, why aren't kids coming to class? Turns out it's a complicated answer that changes with every student.
Every one of those little cards is different. It could be from their home environment. It could be because they're consistently in daycare all of the time, because families have to work so many hours just to make ends meet and make it through the day.
Blue, fly the red, go!
The running solution right now involves teamwork. The school has what's called a wraparound care team, helping not just the student, but their family as well.
We now have a family advocate, a full-time school nurse. We have a dean of students, 2 behavioral interventionists. I have car seats in my car, and 2 of us will go and we just pick up kids. We'll go homes and just pick them up. That's just what you do.
It's a way to keep those kids at the top of the chart and avoid a life going down the wrong path.
They need to know they have a voice. They can do something different, and they can choose something different.
In Kansas City, Cody Holnio, KMBC 9 News.
This is one way school districts are working with the United Way of Greater Kansas City to keep kids in school. Another program is Loads of Love.
It provides washers and dryers to schools in our area that help students with an opportunity to have clean clothes, which contributes to improved school attendance. We were there in August as a new washer and dryer were delivered to Raytown High School as part of the program. For more information about either of these programs or how you can get involved with the United Way of Greater Kansas City, go to unitedwaygkc.org.
Jackets necessary, probably a heavier coat by tomorrow morning as the temperature continues to go downward thanks to northwest winds and a cold front that moved through. This evening, though, near 50 degrees, those northwest winds will die down overnight for sure and swing around to the south. When that happens and how warm we turn for the latter half of the work week, straight ahead.
Chiefs heartache.
Watson the shake and bake, the twirl for the touchdown.
Back-to-back losses, and now Kansas City slipping in the polls.
I always try to get that bad taste out your mouth to try to make the next week better.
Next at 6, the needed tweaks going into Thursday night football.
A little girl accomplishes one big goal, but she's not done yet.
Even when I'm so tired when I wake up to go run, I know that it's for the kids.
The runner that's making a difference 1 mile at a time on KMBC 9 News at 6.
Well, the Chiefs are now focused on beating Denver Thursday night.
KMBC 9's Len Jennings joins us, and Len, the Chiefs are still leading the AFC West.
For now.
Not by much either.
But that can change with the loss on Thursday night 2 weeks ago. That would have seemed implausible. But since the Chiefs have dropped 2 straight and the Broncos have won 2 in a row, who knows what will happen in Denver. Now, the Chiefs had a light practice earlier today, no pads, as they get ready for the AFC West showdown. After Sunday's game, the players are frustrated after losing to Houston in the locker room. Today, the players are eager to get back on the field to prove what they can do, and the goal since day one has not changed.
Coming here, wanting to be a part of this team, my mindset is to, obviously stick with the process, believe in the process, and understanding that great things do sometimes, take time.
Yeah, it hurts, and it should. But there's definitely a sense of urgency with everybody, So, guys, going around our practices, what we're doing and paying attention to detail because, we got to be on point come Thursday.
Now, the Chiefs top the AFC West at the moment with a 4-2 record, but the Raiders, which had a bye week last week, they're nipping at their heels with a 3-2 record.
Oh, my gosh. Kansas City Chiefs and Denver Broncos have faced off 117 times in the regular season. The Chiefs lead the series 63-54. Right now, the Chiefs are on a 7-game winning streak against Denver. If the Chiefs win Thursday, the Chiefs will claim a new franchise streak record against the Broncos.
Hey, don't forget the Kansas City Marathon is Saturday morning starting at 7 from 22nd and Grand. You can still register online for the full marathon, the half, and the 5K. A lot of streets are going to be shut down during the race around the World War I Museum, the Plaza near the Nelson Atkins Museum in Waldo and in Westport. KMBC 9's Kelly Eckerman is here with the story of a young girl who will be running Saturday and how she is focused on way more than just finishing the race.
And Chris, we actually met Addison when she was only 7 years old. She's 10 now and still going strong, and she's running to raise money to save lives in Africa.
Addison Moffat is once again training for the Kansas City Half Marathon, running with Dad before school. This year, her goal is to raise $60,000 to bring clean water to kids in Africa.
I know that every kid deserves to have clean water because it's not fair for me to have clean water, but kids in Africa not. So I know that I have to help them.
Addison started this mission 3 years ago today, the day she met a little girl from Kenya named Maureen, who had no access to clean water. Since then, Addison's raised enough money to provide clean water for her friend and thousands of others, and she's not stopping now.
Every night I think about her because I just know that she has such a future now that she has clean water.
The 10-year-old's efforts have gained national attention, and she's traveled to Africa to see what the money's doing. Her parents say her passion just grows stronger.
It was like, okay, let's keep going, let's keep going, let's keep going, because ultimately there's no finish line until every kid has clean water.
And that will be Addison's motivation on Saturday.
There's still more kids that are dying that don't have clean water. So I just have that mindset of I need to do this for the kids, so I got this and I need to keep going.